Right, Gail, I want to thank you for taking some time out to come on here and chat about the breakthrough session that we had recently. This was about, what, a couple of months ago now?
Yeah, it was. Aye.
All right, okay. So just tell me then, what was life like before we actually did the session?
Life was dark. It was doom and gloom. I lost my way. I think
Uh-huh.
definitely lost my way. I've done sort of counselling and stuff in the past before, and it's never really worked. I've been in a bad place probably for about 40 years. I'm
Right.
53 now, and I think a lot of my past was just dragged along with me, and a lot of baggage that I felt I dealt with sometimes, but realised that I hadn't. So when I saw your breakthrough session, and we had that first initial chat on your wee free, let's give it a bash and see how we go. And we just
Uh-huh.
I clicked, and I warmed to you, and I thought you're the guy for me. So
So, see when you said you were going through a dark place, what kind of emotions were you experiencing?
I was depressed, angry, full of anxiety, full of fear,
Uh-huh.
fear on life's terms, living life on life's terms
Uh-huh.
sometimes.
And if I remember right back then, you were taking antidepressants and you were using drink as a way to deal with it.
I was antidepressants was the first point protocol for the doctor, but the alcohol was my solution.
Uh-huh.
Well, there was a solution, but it was my solution to my problem, or loads of problems,
Right.
which blanked it all out. And but it was a scary place on the alcohol level too, because I was quite at times a nasty, verbally nasty person.
So you were
And
probably using alcohol then to deal with these kind of this, it was like an emotional pressure cooker, really.
yeah,
And how
yeah.
long had you had this problem, this kind of?
I think I really hit the alcohol hard.
But the actual emotional problem itself, how long had you had that?
Oh, since I was 8,
Right. So it's something that had
long,
been there all
long
the
time.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And also, you were saying to me you used to love your job, but you could no longer even go
No,
to your work and enjoy it.
no,
Everything was
couldn't
pretty.
face my work. Couldn't face my work, and that was the turning point for me,
Uh-huh.
because my work was my sanctuary.
Right.
It was my sanctuary. It was my go-to place. My work, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I've done the same job since '99, and
Right.
I've loved every step of the way. But when I started to not like, and I love the people I work with, and even that wasn't enough to.
What was it like working with this process then? I mean,
Um,
6 hours seems like a long time for people, but what was it actually like working with me for 6 hours?
6 hours. I thought, oh my lord, how are we going to get through that? It wasn't 6 hours. Yes, the time said 6 hours. It wasn't 6 hours. It flew by. I was incredibly comfortable with you, had total and utter faith and trust in you. There was the wee bits now and again that would bring up something that had maybe been in my past that I thought, rabbit in the headlights, do I want to deal with this? But something made me so comfortable that I thought, why not? And when we went into each and individual part, it wasn't anywhere as near as scary as I thought it was going to be. In fact, it was kind of empowering to go back and deal with it. And do you know what? Get out of my life. I
Hmm.
don't need you. And that's what you helped me do. That's exactly what you did. And it's exactly, I got out of it what I'd completely hoped to get out of it.
Right. So all that kind of emotional feeling, the dread, the anxiety, the fear that you were experiencing on a daily basis, is that completely gone now? Totally gone?
I would say it's on the whole, it's totally gone. I think life itself can throw you the odd bit of anxiety or the odd bit of worry, but I've now got the tools that you've given
Uh-huh.
and implanted in here somewhere,
Uh-huh.
and they just seem to pop through by themselves and not much thought, I'm able to very quickly evaluate the situation and go, nothing to worry about here.
Uh-huh.
There's nothing to be anxious about. You're just doing what you normally do, and I'm taking it head on.
What else has happened since then?
Chucked did that antidepressants.
Right, okay.
Uh,
Was that difficult, easy? How was that?
I was a little bit fearful, I have
Uh-huh.
to say. I was absolutely knackered after our breakthrough session.
Right.
Obviously, a lot had gone on and a lot had been dealt with. And I toyed with the idea of let's ditch the antidepressants and see how we got on. So I think I slept for a good couple of days, well, in between work and stuff. I
Uh-huh.
was really quite exhausted. And then a couple of days after that, I thought, oh, let's give it a bash. But I kept them, I
Uh-huh.
kept them just in case as a
You're supposed
backup.
to. Yeah. I mean, just to let people know, I always recommend that you do it under the supervision of your doctor, but you chose to do that on your own.
Oh, aye. I think because there was this overwhelming power,
Uh-huh.
you know, this overwhelming positivity
Uh-huh.
that I thought, I don't want them to dampen
Right.
what's going on, because believe it or not, antidepressants can make you feel depressed.
That's right. And
I mean, some of the side effects of antidepressants is depression. So work that one out. But
so
no,
now
I felt quite empowered.
So now that you've got rid of all that emotional baggage, it was probably a lot easier now to actually ditch the. Is that right?
I'm not so sure it's the best solution,
No, well,
in all honesty. But I think when you're down and in a dark place, you'll grab anything.
And
You know what I mean? Clutch at straws. And
what about work now? What's work like now?
oh, work's brilliant. Work is out. It's back to being jolly and enjoying the banter, enjoying my work, even the crappy parts.
Right.
You know, and just the fact of just being productive again.
Uh-huh.
You know, and it makes me feel good when I've left the building, because I've been productive all day, and
Uh-huh.
you know, and I get things done, and I've had like a couple of days in the office by myself, and the work that I've got through
Uh-huh.
is, I mean, I'll have a life. You know, so.
And how have things changed with the drinking then? Has that helped with your drinking? Or?
The drinking it's not stopped.
No.
I'll admit that it's not stopped, but it has massively subsided. To give you an example, I was drinking probably every second night.
Right.
And now if it's every 10 days,
right,
is pretty good, to be fair. And then we had our top-up session not long ago, after the breakthrough, and my drinking was something I did want to bring up, and we dealt with that. And I had a bit of trouble with my brother, who's not very well at the minute.
Right.
And normally my go-to place, I mean, I've had lots of trouble with my brother. Sadly, he's got dementia, and he's had a bit of a fall, and he's a bit weak, and I had to go up and help him up. And normally that would put me in a spin and a spiral and a panic. And my go-to, my solution would be drink it away and try not to worry so much, etc., etc. So I went to the shops, and I stood in front of the alcohol aisle, and I looked at it, and I thought, something you said, Brian, just like, nah, why bother? What's it going to achieve? And I went round the corner and bought ice cream.
Well, that's good.
So our next session,
it's going to be weight loss.
Could be weight loss.
That's right.
Yeah, that was an amazing feeling.
If there's somebody watching this and thinking about whether it might be a good idea for them to go ahead and have a breakthrough, what would you say to them?
Grab it with both hands. Absolutely grab it with both hands. Every single second of that breakthrough session was worth every single second of my time. You know what I mean? Every single second. Where it's got me today from where I was, and you know I was in a bad place.
Well, that's brilliant, Gail. Look, again, I'd like to thank you once again for coming on to chat about your experience with the breakthrough, and it was great catching up again, and we'll catch up again sometime soon.
Oh, we certainly will, and it's absolutely my pleasure. Go for it. Anybody that's even contemplating it, go for it, and thank me later. In fact, thank him later. Cheers, Brian.
Thanks, Gail. I'll speak to you soon. Okay, bye.
Cheers.